They accuse a company that partially owns that building of being a front, saying basically that the money from that building goes to Tehran to help support and develop Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile program. So the U.S. Treasury Department moving to try and seize part of that building. Really an unbelievable story.
What about the potential Iranian connection between this bank and going to fund groups that send weapons, that send men across the border from Iran into Iraq to kill our guys and gals?
Well, there have been many allegations and sanctions and actions against Bank Melli at the UN, at the U.S. Treasury Department, as well as the European Union. It's estimated that about $100 million has gone through the bank to support terrorist groups such as Hezbollah and Hamas. In fact, there were protesters here today from a group called United Against Nuclear Iran. That's run in part by former ambassadors Richard Holbrooke, supported by John Bolton, Dennis Ross, and others. They say this financial action is exactly what's needed.
They're in dire straits economically, and they're really looking for any source of income that they can. So I think that this increased pressure could make a big difference.
And Iran has been striking back. They have tried to prevent that group from actually speaking and appearing at the United Nations. Heather?
Eric, any sense as to how long the bank has been operating here on U.S. soil?
Well, this building was built in 1979 by the Shah of Iran. So, of course, after the revolution, it was potentially, according to the allegations, then somehow taken over and continued through the government. That's the allegation right now, that it was run by Bank Melli through a shell company, and the funds have been going back to Tehran all this time. The tenants, though, in the building, of course, have nothing to do with this. They just pay the rents. They've had some very prominent tenants, including Liz Claiborne, and one of the biggest Hollywood PR firms, represents a lot of movie stars. But, of course, they have no idea who allegedly is really behind this.
All right. Eric, Sean, thank you so much for joining us, and we will certainly be hearing more about this story. Eric, thanks.